10.
The crowd of over 175,000 spectators sit in awe as 33 racing athletes make final quick checks of brakes, steering, and other controls, getting set for more than 3 hours of flat-out racing on the fastest 2.5-mile oval of its kind. The Dodge pace car pounds around ahead of the field at 100 miles an hour.
And as they move around this circuit, give them some indication that you are aware of the undertaking. Watching Jim Malone to see if we'll get a start now.
This is the moment of truth for the 33 drivers as the 500 miles of California starts rolling into the history of 20th century sports. Brave Jim Hurtubise, who started dead last after renewed tries to get his front-engine roadster up to speed, slams into the wall to become the first dropout in a procession of mishaps that will decimate the field before the day of racing ends. He's unhurt, but goes in for a checkup just the same. The Ford engine in Mario Andretti's car number 1 is running smoothly. He's driving at a set pace by direction from the STP pits. His object, make only 3 pit stops, while the leaders must make 4 stops for fuel. Lloyd Ruby, the super-fast pole position starter, is already having problems. Bobby Unser, former Indy 500 winner and U.S. champion, is through for the day. Johnny Rutherford, another front row qualifier, goes out with a burned piston. Now, Andy Granatelli prepares to bring Mario Andretti into the pits for his first fuel stop. Mario is running back in the pack, right on target, awaiting a chance to make his move for victory. The stop is smooth and precise. Tanks are topped off, tires are checked, Mario roars back into battle. His eye on a lion's share of the purse and championship points that come with victory. George Fulmer, who has steadily improved his position, glides in for his load of fuel and moves smoothly out again. Al Unser, the race leader and odds-on favorite to win it all, also gets rapid-fire pit service. Racing luck strikes at George Fulmer, the second man on the STP team. A cracked oil tank, not repairable, takes him out of the race after 76 laps of heads-up driving. He'll be scored as the 20th place finisher. His prize for a short day's work will amount to $8,000. Now Dan Gurney smacks the wall, but he's not hurt. And he's credited with 18th finishing spot, although he started in second place. At 100 laps, the race is half finished. Mario Andretti, coached from the STP scoring stand by Andy Granatelli, begins to steadily pick up his pace. The engine still runs sweetly. Mario, who started in 8th spot, works his way to 5th position, then 4th, and finally into 3rd place. Still leading is Al Unser, who won Indianapolis this year in a near-perfect drive and has done everything exactly right all season long. But his pace in this race is frightfully fast. The STP crewmen are betting that his 170-mile-an-hour clip will cause his car to break, or else cost him so dearly in fuel consumption that an extra pit stop will rob him of his 2-lap lead. Meanwhile, Mario Andretti gets signals from his pit crew and bides his time as he rolls into the second half of the 500 miles of California. A.J. Foyt comes in for a long, long pit stop. Joe Leonard, Indy track record holder, catches fire. Mario Andretti rolls in for his 3rd and final planned pit stop. The STP team has carefully calculated fuel use. Now, Mario can blast through the rest of the race without another stop for fuel. The calculations are working. Mario goes out to bid for 2nd place and a try for the brass ring on this world's biggest merry-go-round of sports. The STP team has figured that the sizzling lap speeds of the cars leading this race have cost them dearly in fuel consumption, and the scorching speeds may cost even more in engine wear. The race spins on, and hope grows stronger with the crewmen of Mario Andretti. The fuel consumption guess is correct. Here's Al Unser in for an extra pit stop. And Leroy Yarborough comes in for fuel. And Pete Revson comes in, and trouble keeps him pitted. Mario has now moved into the 2nd spot. The plan is working. Mario Andretti has worked his way into striking position for 1st place, now only 9 seconds behind Al Unser, who leads the race. But Lady Luck turns fickle. Something's gone wrong with Mario Andretti's flame red car number 1. And at almost the precise same moment, misfortune strikes at the blue and yellow car of Al Unser. The beautiful game plan of the STP team is shattered. A rear-end pinion gear, an almost unheard of trouble source, has failed, and Mario is out. The fans applaud Leroy Yarborough. The show is over for Mario Andretti. A 10th place finish after 182 laps of driving that was a strategic masterpiece. Despite a pit stop that went on for long, weary minutes, A.J. Foyt finally roars back into the heat of battle. Pete Revson, in the yellow McLaren car, has lost his chance for victory with a 9-minute pit stop, suffered when he swooped into the pits with front-runners Al Unser and Leroy Yarborough. Revson is back in the race with no chance of winning, and Jim McElreath in car number 14 works his way up into the lead. That's A.J. Foyt into the wall. He's not hurt, and he scrambles to help remove his wreckage so McElreath, his teammate, can have a shot at passing Art Pollard for 1st place. If the Foyt wreckage stays on the track and the yellow caution flag stays out, the race will end in a parade, and McElreath will have lost his precious chance. The sheer drama of the final 5 laps literally set the crowd on fire. Art Pollard, oldest driver on the course, finds himself in the lead after a steady drive in car 64. The scorers first showed he was a full lap ahead of McElreath in car 14. Then the scoring lights blinked to change. McElreath passed him. Pollard retook the lead on lap 198. Then McElreath passed Pollard a final time 2 laps from the end. The durable Texan out in front by only 2 precious seconds for the white flag, and held excellent lead for the checkered flag of victory on the final lap. It was a bitter pill for Pollard to swallow. For McElreath, at 42, this victory brought undying fame as the winner of the first ever race at this great new speedway, plus $146,850 in prize money for a first-place win. He goes into the history books along with Ray Haroon, who won the first big Indianapolis 500 back in 1911. Haroon's Mormon Wasp took just under 7 hours to run 500 miles. McElreath won this one in 3 hours and 7 minutes at an average of 160.107 miles an hour. Here's the way the rest of the field finished in this historic race. Jim McElreath's stunned elation spread to the STP team as well, for Jim had driven for Andy Granatelli in the old Novi days, and he drove to victory at Ontario with STP on his side. For Andy and Mario, however, less than total victory doesn't count. But it takes men of steel with iron-bound determination to compete in this fascinating sport of the 70s. Men to match the steel and concrete of the stadiums they compete in and the tracks they run on. In a few short hours, Mario, Andy, Jim McElreath, and most of the others in this grueling race will be flying through the night bound for another racetrack, another race. And next year, they'll be back for another try at the 500 miles of California.